5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome, fight fans, to another edition of Web Boxing 101 Podcast 101 here from El Paso, Texas, El Chuco 915. We're back again, folks, ready to talk boxing. And like always, with me, my play-by-play man is none other than former heavyweight boxer. And, you know, in those days, really chingazos. Guy that fought Hasim Rockman, Vitaly Klitschko, none other than the Hitman, Herman Delgado. Welcome back, Herman, and like always, thanks for coming on the show.
What's up, Tree? Back for some more action, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you know, folks, our podcast is growing. Hopefully, we're going to make the Spotify cut. We're going to have a producer, and it's Ed. Ed, what's your last name?
Ed Tarango.
Ed Tarango will be our producer for future podcasts. He is in the studio today for the first time, so we'd like to say hello to the Web Boxing Podcast team, right? And folks, like always, you can join us on YouTube, Web Boxing 101. Subscribe, please. We need subscriptions, guys, right? And also, you can find us on Facebook on the online publisher, The Boxing Reporter. So if you want to listen to it just audio, you can go to YouTube. If you want to see our guest, you can go on Facebook, The Boxing Reporter. And folks, like always, man, this is, and you know what? Wait a minute. This is our 50th episode edition. 50 podcasts. And we've had the likes of Ray Mancera from the WBC. We've had Herman Delgado on the show, Junior Vicencio. We've had numerous gyms. A shout out to Mike Clark up there in Crosstown Boxing, right? We've had Pal, we've had Louis Burke, we've had Jennifer Hahn, Jerry's Fights, we've had Hector Macho Camacho Jr. all the way from Brooklyn. We've had Ponce de Leon on the show. So, hey, man, it's been our 50th episode. Thank you guys for joining us. And you know what's cool about it? It's local, man. And you know what? We all love here, everybody, man. So, and, you know, to make it more special, we got a champ with us today. And it's going to be none other than Dwayne DJ Bonds on the show today on our podcast. DJ, welcome to Warrior's Edge, baby.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, you got it, my friend. And I know you've been here before, right?
Yes, sir.
You were on
yes,
the
sir.
press conference of the Jennifer Hahn fight, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
You actually got me on that card.
Yeah.
He snuck me on that one.
I helped promote the fight with Tony Aguilar. A good shout out for Tony and Golden Eagle. And you know what, DJ, right? Mm-hmm. We were on our way, man, for that.
Yeah.
And for more events, but the pandemic hit, right?
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for inviting me.
And you know what? Thanks for coming out. And I was actually going to tell you can come out earlier and train, but again, I don't know coming out of a fight if you're taking a break, but we'll talk all about that as we go along, right? So thanks, DJ, for coming out to the gym. And folks, like I said, we are going to be going live in a little while, as you are live already.
Oh, I am? Oh, okay. What's up?
You're live on your cast, too. I just see that, too.
Yeah.
Right? So let me just put that volume up. We've had issues with the volume. I just got this new phone. We got to remind you folks that the show is being sponsored by the Healthy Start meal preparations for athletes. All right. I remember when Chop Chop was here, DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley, we had a lot of meal preps here when we did all that for him.
And a lot of James Brown.
A lot of James Brown. Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Chop Corley. Big shout out to Dwayne Chop Corley. But folks, the Healthy Start is in El Paso, Texas. And DJ, if for your next big fight, you know, I don't know how well you eat or if you have a guy tell you what you eat when you're getting ready for fights. But we have the Healthy Start here, meal preparation. Join Carlos and Elda at 915-245-5949 for meal preps for athletes. And also they've been sponsoring the show. So if you guys need anything, there it is.
Thank you.
Contact the Healthy Start there. So that's going to be producing our show. We also like to get a welcome out to all my men and women of law enforcement, fire department, doctors, all that for the first responders. There was a post earlier today on a lady called Mel Herrera. She said, hey man, let's spread love, not hate, as we go through this pandemic and through tough times in America and all over the world, folks. We're going through some tough times, battling times. And we just want to just spread love, guys, and just get along, man, and not see color. So that's what the message she was going and supporting our men from law enforcement and the first responders that keep America safe. So with that said, folks, let's see what's making headlines in boxing because, folks, the pandemic has affected all of us, right? The first thing that's making headline is the big fight that's coming is Lomachenko against Teofimo. Right, the WBO, WBA, and WBC franchise world champion Vasily Lomachenko and unbeaten Teofimo Lopez have signed their contracts, and they're ready to get battle at the MGM October 17. All right, do you like any of those fighters?
I like Lomachenko. He's good. He's really good.
Yeah, he has all the skills, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he is the best fighter?
Well, you know I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan, so
right,
I'll wait for him to come back.
I like Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people don't like him. Ed is trying to get my attention over here. He has a lot of shit to talk about, but let me tell you, I like Mayweather. Right. He is the best. And you know what? Who's second to him? Maybe Lomachenko. They have the proper skills. They have everything. He's pretty good, huh?
Who do you think would win?
I think Loma or
Floyd.
At the prime of Floyd.
Pretty boy.
Yeah, Pretty Boy
what
will
about
win. Marvin, you as your guest? Pretty Boy will win, right?
Yeah.
I think he'll win.
Yeah, me too.
You know, because of the experience. Loma doesn't have that. How much experience does Loma have, Ed?
He's got 15 fights.
15 fights, but I mean, he's fought top opposition. Salido was one of his toughest, I should say.
Salido was one of his top oppositions.
And let him have it.
Hey, but you know what? What about when Loma faced, what was his name from, and he got knocked down?
Oh, Linares.
Linares, man.
Yeah.
He got knocked down, come right back up, and he won. But I was surprised, right?
Yeah.
So that big fight, folks, is coming October 17 for the undisputed lightweight title. That's going to be a big show to watch. And in our loaded show today, we're going to talk about the big fights that are coming. Courtesy of ESPN, we're going to get the top 10 fights coming to us, right? Teofimo Lopez talking shit like always. I will beat up Lomachenko and take his belts. It's as simple as that. I don't think it's going to be as simple. After the Linares knockdown, you saw some flaws on Lomachenko, right? He puts his hands down, or he put his hand down, and that's when he got knocked down, right? So, folks, get ready for October 17. Another big news here is Top Rank has announced big fights coming up for October. One of them is Saturday, October 17, which is the Lomachenko fight, and then the other one is October 23rd, which is Artur Beterbiev against Adam Denais for the WBC lightweight title, light heavyweight title. I'm sorry. And when we talk about Artur Beterbiev, he's the one that is in line for Canelo Alvarez. That I want him to fight Canelo Alvarez, but man, we got a lot of shit to talk about. The Cinnamon Boy.
Yeah, I heard about a lot of that. I did hear about that.
Right. So it's going to be in Moscow. That's the fights we want to see. It's a loaded Top Rank card. So that is that. So, folks, what else is online? Guess who's coming back, Herman?
Who?
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Well, that bitch don't even mention him in the boxing game. He's a joke, man.
He's a joke?
He's a joke.
Julio Cesar Chavez is coming back, folks. Today he lives a different life. If you see him recently, Herman, I'm going to put it up on the Smartcast here. He says that he looks fit and he's staying into the gym. Even if we don't see him as much, he works out every day and looks to resume his career against a hard-hitting Mario Casares on September 25th. Junior's on a quest to conquer one more championship belt, even when the odds are against him. And of course, if you don't know who he is, he's a son of the living legend. This is going to be different. Chavez Jr., he said. He's always said that. So let me ask you something, Bon. Should we give him the day of the time?
Yeah, if he's in the gym like he says he is.
Well, he's always said that.
Oh, well, that's something. I really didn't follow him too much until he fought Canelo.
Yeah, and then he fought Jacobs.
Jacobs whooped his ass.
Well,
and you would have thought that would have been it for him.
And then he stopped the fight right
yeah,
there. He didn't want to go
quit.
forward.
There's no other word for it. Quit. The referee didn't stop it. He just quit.
He says, I've been away, but I'm keeping training. I train every day, 2 times a day. Life has been difficult. I've been undisciplined many times. And this is like a broken record. We've heard it on and on and on. He says that his objective is to bring back his old self. And when we talk about his old self, I've always seen him as... The last time I saw him to his capacity as a good fighter, because he has some skills, Herman.
Yeah, he's got skills.
When he fought Sergio Martinez.
Yeah.
When he fought Sergio Martinez.
That was about it.
That was his peak, actually.
That was what?
I believe that was his peak, Sergio Martinez. After that,
Yeah, and after that, we
After
didn't see him.
that, I mean, that ass whooping Jacobs gave him, that should have been, like I said, enough. That's time to walk away.
He says to please buy his fight on superboletos.com. And please watch my fight against Casares. If you know, that's going to be the undercard of his dad facing Travieso Part 3. Another show, right? I think that she just retired, right? So that's it with Chavez Jr. I mean, and you're right. I mean, that's when he peaked, and then he fought here at the Sun Bowl against Andy Lee.
That was a good fight.
That was a good fight. That was a decent fight here for us having that type of fight, and then he fought Dorado Reyes. Right, and that was a very good fight too. Did you see that fight?
No, I didn't.
It was at the Don Haskins Center.
No, I missed it.
And it was part of the PBC Showtime card. Very good fights. That's where.
That's where the heavyweights came in.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
It was a very good night of boxing at the Don Haskins Center, which we haven't seen then. Of course, we saw them 2 years ago. We saw the Victor Ortiz. Devon Alexander came here and trained it for a while. So. It was a good treat for the fans, right? And folks, we just want to see a good treat in boxing. There's been mediocre fights, and I with all due respect, on ESPN, on Showtime. I don't want to say mediocre, but it hasn't been the fights that we're thirsty for.
I hear that.
At those levels.
I hear that.
I'm not saying that at that level.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The last fight we saw was which one? Which one was the last one that we just saw on ESPN? Last week we saw. Then I went blank. That's why you need your laptop there, Ed.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Well, tell me when you get it, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, some of the fights have been mediocre. We haven't really been seen. And what we want to be waiting for is Canelo Alvarez, right?
Yeah.
And if you know about Canelo Alvarez, everybody's been keeping up, right? He filed a lawsuit Tuesday in federal court against DAZN and Golden Boy Promotions and its CEO, Oscar De La Hoya, alleging that the parties have not lived up to the terms of an 11-fight, $365 million deal that was agreed upon about 2018. So here's the deal, Dwayne, and folks. I mean, it was agreed for an 11-fight card. Mm-hmm. He started good. He had Triple G, and then DAZN said, "Okay, we're good with Triple G," and then it started escalating. And then he fought Daniel Jacobs. Mm. He fought Sergey Kovalev.
Yeah.
He fought who's the other guy he fought from UK? I forgot his name. Who's the other guy?
Ian Smith.
Ian Smith, no good. So now he's going to fight this other guy, and DAZN says, wait a minute, no. DAZN, folks, right now is in trouble money-wise because they had to let go a lot of people because of this pandemic. If DAZN tells Canelo, hey, we need to fight Triple G to get fans back on the network. That's not happening, folks. And you know what the sad news about it, folks, when I saw this? We're not going to see him fight this year. Oh, well, wait a minute. We're not going to see him fight in DAZN, but the fight for Canelo, which is he's going to fight, let me see his name here.
Oh, and by the way, it's Jamel Herring versus Oquendo.
Oh, yeah, and then and Oquendo got disqualified.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a mediocre fight. So Canelo is still scheduled to fight September 21st against Avneet Yildirim that you see on the screen. The problem here, folks, is that Alvarez is still waiting to see if Top Rank, TBG Promotions, Mayweather Promotions, anybody will pick up the fight and organize the event. So we don't even know what channel it's going to be on, but the fight will go on. And it's
She's still fighting though.
he's still fighting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Against this bum?
yeah. Really? Who the fuck? Who's that? No, this is Canelo. We need to see him fight.
Yeah.
Remember those days when we used to see 16 de September, Mayweather used to fight in it, Canelo Alvarez, Eric Morales, but I mean, that's where
Yeah, that's
fight
what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
It's
And now
it's like a holiday, boxing holiday.
Exactly. I like that. You're Mexican, huh?
Nah, I'm not
I
Mexican,
know.
but I'm from here. I'm from El Paso, so I'm pretty much.
Yeah, man. You know they love you here, Dwayne. But yeah, folks. I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad fight. The last time Canelo fought was in November 2019 when he stopped Sergey Kovalev in 11 rounds. Did you see that fight, Dwayne?
Yeah, I
What
see
did you
now.
think of that fight?
He did what he was supposed to do.
Okay, yeah, we
He did
give
what
him
he was
that.
supposed to do.
But you think it's going to attract fans?
Just to see him again?
No.
Yeah.
You're saying that he did what he was supposed to do, and he did. But we got to remember, we got to bring fans.
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna bring
nah,
fans.
nah.
You know?
I would like to see him fight one of the Charlo.
Yeah.
You know, somebody that's been calling him out.
Who, Marvin?
Jamal or Jamal?
Okay, yeah, the Charlo brothers.
Yeah,
Right?
one of them. They've been calling him out, so you know if he's supposed to be the best.
And let me tell you something. Here we go. Canelo will beat him.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
Oh yeah.
In the last fights that the Charlos have fought, they have not looked good. And guess what? Let me tell you something, man. He's going to fight Sergey, right? One of the Charlo brothers is fighting Sergey Derjavenko, okay? Jamal is fighting him, and you better be careful for that fight. Derjavenko almost beat Triple G. And it was a very close fight. He's an inside fighter, dangerous fighter, and he's hungry. Charlo brothers would be very good if they just shut up, man, and fight. But they don't. I mean, it's going to be an interesting fight, so we'll talk about that fight as we go
Caleb
along.
Plant, that's who I'm
Caleb
looking at.
Plant.
That guy's good.
Is he still undefeated?
He's still undefeated.
Yeah, he still got
coming.
He's up in Vegas, but that guy's good.
Who do you think Canelo should fight, Ed?
I think Benavides is the best fit. I mean, because the Charlos haven't looked very impressive their previous fights. To be
Of course.
but
Benavides didn't either. He lost the belt on the scale.
he came up with the W.
It don't matter. He lost the belt, and that's an undisciplined fighter, Ed.
I mean,
right?
Yeah, that you got to make weight.
So-
You're a professional.
Yeah, he's a professional. So you're gonna give him that fight? Hell no. Artur Beterbiev will be better. Even Caleb Smith. Come on, or Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Joe.
Yeah, I like Caleb Smith better. Billy Joe Saunders is talking a lot of shit. He got suspended.
Oh yeah.
You know, he got. You know,
No, I
Billy
was
Joe
about to
Saunders?
ask you.
He got suspended because he made a video of hitting a bag and saying, "This is how you got to hit a woman."
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Oh my God! And I was like, "What the fuck?" He just buried himself.
Clarissa
This is
made
how you hit a
comeback
woman. Shut the
video.
fuck. Boom.
Was he drunk?
Well, I don't know. Bro.
Must have been on something.
And this
Yeah,
is
and these times you can't be doing shit like that.
and this is
Yeah.
the time, bro, when he was getting ready to fight Canelo. This was a big fight before the pandemic hit. If the pandemic doesn't come, whatever, right? We see Canelo fight Billy Joe Saunders on DAZN. And maybe if he would have fought this guy, DAZN would have said, okay, you can fight him. But really, Canelo needs to fight top opposition. And you mentioned it, you know, the Charlo brothers, Benavides, Artur Beterbiev, who else did you say?
Caleb Plant.
All those big. On the last podcast, we talked about who he should be fighting. So those are the big dogs he should be fighting. You know what? But it's not going to happen, folks. And this lawsuit's going to go. It's going to go.
You think he's gonna win?
For this fight? Oh,
For the lawsuit.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the contract was just too good to be true. I mean, if you think about it, 365 million. I mean, 35 million per fight. It was just too good to be true. However, if the zone did what they had to do with their contract just to save their own butt, then they're good. But if they,
Well, they still offered him money. I mean,
You don't want to fight anybody though. That's the whole thing.
that's the whole thing.
I mean, DAZN offered.
I don't think it's.
DAZN has offered Alvarez a fraction of the contracted 40 million license fee in cash, and some DAZN stock in advance. What greed does to you? Chingao, man. I mean, just fight, man.
Yeah.
You know, and they all want him to fight. They don't want him to fight dangerous fighters that we mentioned.
No.
Caleb Smith, he's a big tall fighter. Fuck him up. You know, he will. He'll fuck him up. And Billy Joe Saunders, I'll fuck him up.
What about Bivol? If that fight,
They won't fight Bivol. Bivol dangerous. They will never take that fight. Canelo will never take that fight. He's at light heavyweight. He'll never take that fight. Canelo's never going to go up no more. He's going to stay where he's at. You're smiling.
No, well, I want to see him fight somebody.
Yeah, I feel you.
Well, DAZN is not going to honor the contract throughout the spring and summer of 2020. So as fans, we're screwed. Alvarez repeatedly asked Golden Boy Promotions to explore alternative broadcast options. Alvarez has also said that he's not afraid to fight anybody. He'll fight anybody. Okay, he's going to fight this guy now. Again, the suit alleges that Golden Boy failed to live up to his duty to the Mexican star. Alvarez has suffered harm and damages, including but not limited to the denied guaranteed payments, lost gate revenue. I think you know what the problem is, Dwayne? You know what the problem is, bro? I think all this is bullshit. You know why Canelo won't fight a big fight right now? There's no people. And people bring in money for this guy.
Yeah.
Eh? Maybe they say, hey, let's organize. Here's conspiracy theories. Let's organize this bullshit.
Yeah.
You never know.
The people that talk, that put Canelo up there on the scale of way up high are those Mexican people that don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah.
But you ask the real Mexicans out there that know about chingazos and they'll tell you he's nobody.
Well, I mean, look, I know we've argued so much at Chinga. You keep me up sometimes, and my dog goes, man, what the hell are you texting? Ed, como Chinga, man. I know we argue back and forth. Look, man, I like Canelo. I know, but the problem with Canelo is that everybody wants him to be like Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., and he's never going to live up to that. Different times, different fighters. But Herman is right. I mean, a lot of people talk all this shit. They don't know shit about that. You know, who knows, man? Were you going to say something else?
I was going to ask DJ.
Who was Mayweather would say? The trainer, the dad? No, the uncle. You don't know shit about boxing. That's what it comes down to.
All right. Hey, folks, we'd like to just say hello to everybody that's watching on the show as we go on. This podcast is being sponsored by The Healthy Start. We got Thurman Merman is watching, Kayla Castillo, Carlos Diaz. What's up, buddy? Pat Vallejo, Veronica Dotson.
Veronica Dotson. That's my mom. Shout out to my mom.
She goes, hi, baby. Say hi. Shout out to her.
Shout out, mama. I love you.
And then Victor Apodaca.
Oh, Lord.
Victor Apodaca. The Vagos, man. All right, Victor, how you doing, buddy? And hello, Miss DJ Bonds. So, again, going back to this, for time being, Alvarez, who has fought 3 of the 11 fights under his deal, does not have a fight scheduled. I'm the pound-for-pound number 1 in the world. That's what he said. I'm not scared of any opponent in the ring, and I'm not going to let failures on my broadcaster or promoters keep me out of the ring, he said in a statement. I filed the lawsuit, and I can get back to boxing and give my fans show they deserve. This is going to take a while, man.
So
Sounds
DJ,
like it.
I have a question. So, I mean, Canelo's been criticized for the level of opposition he's been fighting. I mean, if we rewind back a little bit in his career when he wasn't supposed to fight Triple G, he vacated the WBC in order, to avoid Golovkin, and then that fight materialized 3 years later. Mm-hmm. What's your take on that? Will you consider Canelo a pound-for-pound fighter, or where do you stand with that?
Definitely he is.
He is about, yeah.
Yeah, he definitely is. I can't discredit him for that. He's you got to be smart, in this business. As long as you know the business, then you know when it's the right time to fight. I think he learned a lesson when he fought Mayweather, because they say he wasn't ready for Mayweather. He still fought him. But was it for the money?
Still fought. He's fought everybody, man.
Yeah.
I think Canelo is pound for pound the best. That's me. I mean, he's fought. Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. I think Canelo is already there, and he hit the curve like the pandemic. I think hit the curve. He's already there, and he's being more of a smart businessman. Why should I take this fight? It's my fans. Herman said it's greed. I agree. Yeah. And he's gonna pick and choose, man. But when he was coming up, folks, yeah, there were some fights they were questionable. Amir Khan, really, bro? James Kirkland, Josecito Lopez, Jesus Christ, man, he murdered those guys.
Hatton's brother, I mean, he wasn't even ranked by the.
But that was a while back.
Yeah, but
but let me tell you, what we talked about, has he saved boxing? Yes, he has.
I mean, he's not the only one that's done good for the sport of boxing. Which
in the last 5 years,
I mean,
ever since Mayweather retired, he's done good for the sport. He did. I mean, come on, man. He's giving us some good pay-per-view cards and got people together, got boxing back. Canelo fits into a time where MMA is king, the UFC is king, Dana White is out there. They're having all kinds of events. Boom, 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 boom. Canelo fit right in there, and they did good. As a matter of fact, in the Kovalev fight, they had a pact together. Remember when they were in the dressing room where we saw it here for 45 minutes because there was a championship fight of UFC, and they had to wait for that to be over. So we were like, what the fuck, man? But there's a business, man, side to it. You know what? We won't go out to the ring. Sergio Kovalev almost fell asleep in the fucking couch. What's going on, man? You know, until that UFC fight was over. But at a time where we say that boxing needs help, Canelo's been there, and I look at it at that side too. You know, you guys know more than boxing, of course, but I look at it as a fan that, when Canelo, he was there, he was able to tighten those nuts and bolts when the wheels were coming off the Cadillac. He saved boxing. And now people need to step up, Ed. People need to step up, Dwayne. We need to step up. You know what I mean? Don't tell me about Crawford. He needs to step up. He needs to step up. Terrence Crawford needs to step. We'll talk about Terrence Crawford in a while. Now we need the new guys to step up.
You want Errol Spence?
Here we wait, Marvin. Wait, what? Wait.
Go.
No, go ahead.
I'm asking DJ that. What do you think? What's wrong with boxing? Because me and Tree, we get into this not argument, but we discuss a lot about boxing. That it's a PBC brand that it's overpaying these fighters because Al Heyman is coughing out money like crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And you got Top Rank, which is paying them, $2 million, $3 million maybe, as opposed to Al Heyman. I'm sorry, he's overpaying them because that money's not even his. Coughing out money from PBC and other networks. So I think that the fights are not happening because of that. Bob Arum is offering them a certain amount of money as opposed to the other network.
I agree. I agree completely. I agree.
Well, look, man. Regardless of the promoters, bro, we need somebody right now to step up and save boxing. Okay, Canelo, you're not going to fight? Okay, muévase. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
So what do you think is wrong with boxing? You say we need to save it, but
No, he saved boxing. Boxing is good right now for the pandemic.
Champion?
Well, wait. But we need the fighters like Crawford to step up. Let me tell you something, man. My man, Earl Spence. If he doesn't get in that car accident, bro, and there's no pandemic, that guy saves boxing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And he's fought. He wants to fight. Not Terrence Crawford, bro. He's gonna fight Kell Brook. Really?
Kell Brook.
Man.
Would you agree that Kell Brook gave
Herman bro?
Gave Sean Porter a beating, something that Keith Thurman didn't do?
Yeah.
There we go.
Sean Porter gave Errol Spence his best match.
There we go. Louis.
I think it has something a little bit to do with what side they're fighting on, because how in boxing, the judges are sometimes people are in their pockets and, everybody's political, and you don't want to sit there and fight on somebody else's card knowing that you're not even just B side, but you're maybe you're even C side, so I think that makes a big difference.
But do you think that Brook is a decent opponent for Bud? Khan. Let me mention Khan a little bit. Khan is a good boxer. If you see Khan, he's a good boxer, right? I believe so. I
want to see him fight Trout.
He was beating Canelo until Canelo knocked him out. Who do you want to see fight Trout?
Khan.
Fight Trout?
Yeah.
At welterweight?
Yeah.
That'll be
Trout wants it. Trout wants it.
Khan doesn't want it.
Yeah, I know he don't, but he should.
Who, Amir?
Let my man eat.
Trot and Khan.
Amir.
Oh,
Trot will knock his ass out.
Oh,
Yeah, let him eat.
Trot will. That'll be a good fight. That's a good fight. I never thought of that fight. I didn't know Trot wanted that fight.
Yeah, he's been calling him out for a while.
I know he's been fighting the WBO. I didn't know he was something.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you see, the Kell Brook deal is close for fight with Terrence Crawford on November 14th. This deal is not quite done yet, but Kell Brook is likely to be the next opponent to challenge. When you say Bud, and it reminds me of Urban Cowboy, the WB welterweight title in the. I just don't like Kell Brook, man.
No.
Brook, who held a welterweight belt in 2014 and 2017, told the Ring magazine on Saturday that negotiations for the fight are far along. This fight should be taking place at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Talked to her in advance, folks. We are happy that the fight is on, and I think it's going to happen. I just think, we talk about all these fights, but we just want fans in there, man.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think that's
pretty
what brings
sad,
it
man.
back. Yeah,
I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. The NFL started today. Damn it. Wait a minute. There's no fans. There's very partial fans at Arrowhead Stadium, and it looked like there was no cardboard fans. There was actually fans, but not all NFL teams are there. So going back, and I talked about the football, but we need fans in the stands, and hopefully by November, it's all said and done, and we're back to back, right? So Cal Brook, Terrence Crawford.
Talk to UTEP about that. They've been having that problem for like 15 years.
Nobody shows up.
Yeah, no, you can give away free stuff and they won't show up.
or take it and leave.
This is Al Heyman's boxing champions. Manny Pacquiao, Earl Spence, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and Sean Porter. That has put Brooks' name in the mix as a Crawford foe since early in the year, but the coronavirus pandemic put the talks on hold. Now the camps are serious, ready to go. They're very confident at 147. So Brooke traveled to Carson, California, to an appointed Porter to take his belt. He successfully defended it, the title 3 times before he fought Triple G. When Triple G fought, right? So that'd be good to see. It's going to be a big test for Brooke, because Terrence Crawford is good, but he needs to get out of Omaha.
Yeah.
Fuck, he needs to fight, man, somewhere else, right? I like Crawford, but oh well. Moving on to the world of boxing. How about this guy, Sergio Martinez?
Oh, man.
This is where I have a problem, man. He's been out of boxing, guys, since probably 2014.
Since he fought Cotto.
But he's ranked in the WBA as number 6. What the fuck?
Shit, they might as well rank Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, they should rank me.
God damn.
Check this out. It's not his fault, he said. Former WBC junior middleweight and middleweight champion Sergio Maravilla won, right? On August 21st, he just defeated David Navarro, or not David Navarro, Jose Miguel Fandino. There you go. It has been an intense day, quite intense. A lot of work is very good work. Right? Martinez returned since 2014 when he was knocked out by Miguel Cotto. Right? The former champion was 52-3, and then he wins. He recently received a high ranking by the WBA, which surprised me, and it surprised him too. It's all happening very fast. But let me tell you what's going on here. All politics. So this is the way it's going to play out, okay? So he gets ranked, boom, okay? Thirsty Chavez Jr. is going to beat Cáceres. And guess what? The rematch, Sergio Martinez and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
And you know what?
Sorry to say you already know.
Martinez says he has
You
nothing
already
to
know.
do with it and doesn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
He's full of shit. When you get to that level of boxing, you know what.
You know what's going on. Yeah.
You're involved in the dealings. You're sitting there making those deals. Hey man, rank me up there, and this is what we're gonna set.
Money
your ass
talks,
up.
huh?
Yeah, money talks. So when he says, "I don't know," shut the hell up, man. He knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, but it sounds good, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
It sounds true.
Because that was a good fight. That Chavez fight was a good fight.
Yeah.
He almost knocked out Sergio Martinez in the last
Yeah, that
round.
was a good fight.
That was Vic Taylor and Chavez Sr.
Very good fight.
Very good fight.
Well, folks, we're here with Dwayne Bonds, the champ.
Sounds good.
And you know what, my friend? It's very good to call you champ.
Thank you.
I'm serious, bro.
Thank you.
Because you know what? You're us in El Paso.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks.
Yes, sir.
And you, I see a champ right there, buddy.
Thank you.
And you'll
Thank
always
you.
be our friend here, man. Congratulations for going out there and representing El Paso.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we show us the belt?
Yes, sir.
So, folks, this podcast is being sponsored by the Healthy Start Meal Preps on the Go. And there it is, Dwayne Bonds, the American Boxing Federation Continental America's champion. And Dwayne Bond went and got it, beat some people for it. and he went out of town. He went in hostile environment, and he got it. What a beautiful belt!
Congrats.
And congratulations,
Thank
champ.
you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
congratulations. Well, we got more with Dwayne Bonds or DJ Bonds in a while. Pull that belt so we can get some pictures for the City Beat magazine. So, and the Boxing Reporter online magazine. So we're here with the champ, and it's a pleasure to have him here, folks. Here on the Boxing Podcast, Web 101. So, DJ, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, we want to congratulate you on that belt that you went out to Casas Grandes, Mexico, and got it.
Thank you, sir.
How was that experience for you?
Being in Mexico, it's actually a really good experience.
A lot of boxing fans over there.
There is. I go over there and they treat me like I'm already famous. So I go over there, they show me love, nothing but smiles from all the kids to adults. So it really wasn't a hostile environment until they find out I'm fighting one of their local fighters. It's really good. It's a really good experience.
And your name is Spanish. Your nickname.
Yes, sir.
Tell us what it is.
El Cucuy Negro.
Okay. And his name was what? He had also
his name
Negro.
was Negro. Yeah,
Negro.
It was Negro versus Negro.
Dwayne, I saw the fight in my house with big screen and all.
Yeah, you seen the fight?
I saw it. I was there.
Oh, that's what's up.
It was like a Saturday fights, man. Yeah, we're watching the fights, and we had a watch party for you, man.
That's cool.
Too bad it ended too quick.
Yeah.
He gave you a good uppercut, and I go,
He
shit, here
and
we
I was
go.
off balance.
Here we go. And now it was over.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Where's those fight poster boards that I brought you from when I fought in Chihuahua? It's just funny the wording they use on it.
Probably I don't have. Oh, they're back here. I don't know if they're back here. We'll get them on the next break, and then
All right.
we'll talk about them. Yeah, we
It's
don't.
funny
Why is it funny, Herman?
because the way we took a guy here from El Paso, Jose Cataneo. I don't know if you know Cataneo.
No, sir.
Cataneo's father was military, but he went over to Juarez and, he got involved with some lady over there, and Cataneo was born. So Cataneo, his whole life, he lived in Juarez, so he didn't speak a word of English. But if you saw him, you'd be like, "What's up, bro?" And he'd be looking at you like, "What the hell are you talking?" The first time I met him,
Was he Mexican or Anglo?
no, he black guy.
Oh.
But he spoke. If you talk to him, he's better than Mexican. He's lived there his whole life in Juarez. So he was funny as hell. So when he went to fight over there, they put him on the poster board. The one I gave you, it said El Negro de Juarez.
Really? It said that?
Yeah, it said El Negro no del Paso. And Cataneo saw it. He goes, "Estos cabrones." And he thought it was funny as hell, man. He thought it was funny as hell. But yeah, Cataneo couldn't speak a word of English, man. But
That was a good fight. You know what made it so special, DJ? That you're from here, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
That's fucking cool. And you're I've always said this: El Paso, Las Cruces is one. The people here are one.
Yeah.
Let's be
I
honest,
agree.
guys. All the shit that's going on,
I
it doesn't
agree.
happen here, bro. Am I right?
I agree.
We're all cool here, bro.
Yeah. They go over there, we watch TV, and we're like, "Where's that?"
Right?
Yeah.
All the shit that's happening, you know what I'm talking about. Not here. We're good here, bro. I think so.
Yeah.
Right, guys? We're good. Aquí les vale. I don't want to say that word. I was about to say that word, man. I can't say that's too
leave the
hard.
B word out.
Yeah. But we're good here. So, yeah, man. So that's why it was so special, DJ, to see you, man.
Thank you.
And you get the belt, and for reals, bro, you have all our support, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell us about you growing up. You're from El Paso, huh?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
Well, I'm from the east side of El Paso. I grew up on the east side. I went to Hanks and Eastwood.
Oh, shit. You're at Hanks Nights. I live by. My kids go to Hanks.
Yeah. I didn't graduate, so I'd like to say that I went to lunch. I didn't go to school. I went to lunch. So, yeah, that's the schools that I went to.
So you go? Did you play sports in Hanks?
Football.
They have football at lunch. That's just
They did. I played my freshman year, and once my grades got bad, I ended up turning into somebody I wasn't. I ended up hanging out with the wrong crowd and all that kind of stuff. So that got me into a lot of trouble to where my mom was scared for my life. So she moved me to New Mexico just to keep me away from the gangs and everything that
Okay,
was
so you
down
were
here.
involved in gangs at the high schools.
Yeah, yes, sir. I sure was.
Wow, and then? So you go to Hanks and then you move to Eastwood?
Yeah, I went to Eastwood.
Not a big difference. Was it?
Not a difference at all. You know, like I said, I just went to lunch. You know, it was just lunch.
So you played sports. Did you know Tovar?
Tovar.
He went to Hanks. Albert Tovar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jorge
I know who
Tovar,
he
I'm
is.
sorry.
Yeah, I know who he is.
So when you go to high school, did you start boxing, and how did you get into boxing? So you were in gangs, you were involved in that. Obviously, you're not boxing, so or you were fighting in the streets. I don't know. So how did you get into boxing?
So yeah, I was fighting in the streets. I moved down to New Mexico, and I low-key brought the same mentality I had here in El Paso over there, and I started fighting. And I kept going to court because people kept telling on me. So every time I
You mean
go to
fighting
court,
like on the streets?
on the streets,
Okay.
yeah. So the judge one time seen me. I seen him like 3 different times, and he told me, he's like, "I'm gonna put you on probation, and part of your probation is going to be checking into some kind of boxing or fighting,
Wow.
you know." And he's like, "I want you to hit me up every 2 months or so to let me know how things are going." You know, so after that, I kind of calmed down. You know, I didn't really. There's no boxing gyms. I went to Alamogordo where there's no boxing gyms, and I ended up running into James Tillis. What happened? He happened to be there with his wife, and he's the guy that fought Mike Tyson. And he always says, "Yeah, I'm the first person to not get knocked out by Mike Tyson." You know, so I ended up training with him for a little bit
In Alamogordo?
in Alamogordo.
And where at? In the gym?
No, it was just I was working at a restaurant, you know, trying to figure out what I was gonna do in life, and right after the court said that, I ended up running into him. So it was
Wow.
like fate.
It was like a blessing,
fate.
right?
It was.
So you're in Alamogordo, and that's where you started your amateur?
Yes, sir.
Your amateur?
Yes, sir.
You registered with USA Boxing at what?
No, sir. I actually didn't. James, he would take me down to Las Cruces where I met Austin Trout, and I would watch him. And you know, I wasn't able to get into the ring or interact with him too much. You know, I was just pretty much a fan.
Okay.
You know, he had his belts. I think it was right before he beat Cotto, but he still had belts already. You know. So yeah, pretty much it's all from there. You know, I went over there, and I'll travel like sometimes 3-4 times a week from Alamogordo to Las Cruces just for training.
At the PAL?
At the PAL.
What,
No,
Louis?
actually at the Donna.
Oh, Diana Boxing
Yeah,
Club.
he would train there in the mornings.
And so when you did your amateur, how many amateur fights did you get?
It's like 20, about 20. But there were
20?
smokers. All smokers, yeah, well, most of it is.
So let me ask you, how do you know as an amateur, a kid, how old are you, DJ?
29.
So you were very young.
Yes, sir.
So and you are young. So how do you know, man, at a young age, you know, you're trying to make ends meet, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, how do you know when it's time to turn pro, or you just didn't even think about it?
I mean, at that time I had my first son, and like I said, I was traveling back and forth, and that was in Alamogordo where I met my kid's mom, and I was spending most of my money from traveling, you know, still eating over there. I would have friends drive me, so I'd pay them or feed them and come back. So she was always telling me, "Well, where's your money going? Where's your money?" So in order for me to continue to train and do what I love, what I felt like, you know, was my calling, I had to turn pro, you know, to actually make money and make ends meet.
You were kind of you were kind of pressured into going to pro, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in a way.
Because you need to make money. It was like go time, right? It was like the race is on. Amateur's not gonna cut it. It's true. I mean, because you were struggling already.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's true. Anything else you want to add there, Herman?
No, you know, when he's talking about struggling and fighters, we've had fighters come in here and claim that they make they don't even have they have under 10 pro fights that they're making $15,000-$20,000 a fight, and I'm like, what planet are you on, man?
Right.
Right. You know, I didn't even make that much on my way out. I fought Klitschko, and the most I made was 16,000, and here I was in the Olympic trial. So I mean, when somebody says, "Yeah, I got offered 15,000-20,000," it's like, you're full of shit.
And also, Herman, I mean, you can attest that the struggles of every boxer, right? It's tough, right?
It's tough.
And we've always said boxing is like a poor man's sport, huh?
It is a poor man's sport.
It is.
You come in here and you just, you know, you duke it out.
You got to hustle, man. You got to make ends meet.
And now there's not a lot of people like you, DJ, that will actually take the time to travel like you did, eat on the road. Because you're 29, man, but the newer generations, it's tough, man. These kids, it's tough, man. To so you know what a struggle is, and you know what it is to come from nothing. Now you have a belt in your lap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's truly a blessing.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So tell us about Team Bonds. Do you have a team?
Well, I actually have a family, is what I like to call it.
Okay, tell us about the family bonds.
Yeah, so it's we call ourselves the Kukui Camp.
The what?
Kukui Camp.
Okay.
That's my name. So it's a camp, and it consists of just people. Some of them are just my friends. Like,
all right.
He's out of boxing, but if I feel like I need to go running, he'll go running with me.
Okay, Marvin.
It's all it's everybody. Everybody just plays a big part into helping me. And we all help each other.
Good.
That's what it is. Yeah. So I have I've been training with Robert Vega.
Okay.
Out the Forge. Then I started training at the Rodriguez gym.
Okay,
so, with this last camp, I trained at both of them.
So that was your last camp? Mm-hmm. And it was Combative Sports Rodriguez, right?
Yes.
Right here on Turf Road?
Yes, sir.
All right, shout out to him and the
too.
Forge. So you're training with him. Isn't it hard, Bonds, not to stay put in one gym? How's that like? I mean, is it hard for you not to? I can imagine, or why don't you just stay loyal to the gym that you fight out of, or is it? I don't know.
It's all depending on because everybody got their own lives. Some people have to work, some people don't. As a professional fighter, sometimes if the gym opens at 6 p.m. and you need to train, you feel like you need to train in the morning, they open, so you have to kind of fluctuate and figure out where the pieces to the puzzle is going to fit.
But can that be more tiring to a fighter?
Meaning,
like moving around. Now you're over here. Now you're over there. Or do you stick to the? So every fight that you've had, has it been different camps at different areas?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So the same family.
Same family.
Just different facility.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
okay. And the reason why I asked, because we want to know too. I'm not a pro fighter. Is it hard to move around? Is it not hard to move around? Because we've had our pro fighters here too. They come in and he staged, like Chop stood here, a year and a half?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
And we learned a lot from the guy. But that's why I ask, and maybe also the financial aspect of it too.
Yeah, if you come to an understanding with everybody and be like, look, I'm only making this much for a fight.
Yeah.
Can you help me? Can you not?
It's tough,
sometimes that's just the way it is, but. To answer your question about moving around, is it tiring? Yes, it is, because every coach has a particular style that they want to do.
That's what I'm saying. So, and again, not putting down nobody, but maybe Rodriguez has a different style than Mr. Vega, because everybody does, right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you manage with that? So,
everybody has their good qualities.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you just take the pieces that you can use. Like, as me as a fighter, I know what my ability is.
Okay.
So I'll take the pieces from Robert, and Rodriguez will teach me something, and I'm like, how can I make this work for me to be a better fighter? So it's like kind of just like I said, it's like putting pieces together for myself. So
obviously it's been successful for you.
Yeah, there's been ups and downs. There's been ups and downs. It hasn't been a easy road at all. Especially coming from, like you said, struggling and not being able to pay the gym fees. Finding the right gyms.
That's
people
what
that
I mean.
actually really care.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Too. That's a big aspect to paying gym fees, because these people at the gyms got to pay. And also the reason why I asked too is because, DJ, I follow boxing, as you can tell. It was hard to follow you. If I wouldn't have Facebook, I don't know how to follow you. Mm-hmm. That's why it's hard, because we've been into gyms and I've never had seen until you move around, until I contacted you, and then I started following you. But I couldn't know what gym you were from, or maybe it doesn't matter, or who were your coaches or your handlers or whatever. Mm-hmm. And who knows, maybe in the future that can play dividend or not. But if it's been successful for you, you keep on doing it. So
yes,
kudos to you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're coming out of a win in Casas Grandes, as we all congratulated you for, and well deserved, as you can see, a beautiful belt, the American Boxing Federation. Coming out of a win against, you defeated Ever Ceballos. with a record of 11-25 with a KO in the second round, correct? KO?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the fight. Was he a strong, heavy hitter? How was the atmosphere? How did they do with the pandemic over there?
I mean, we still had to take the test and all
Okay.
that. You know, I think that was the worst part of it all. You know, other than that, I couldn't really let the pandemic
Was there people?
mess with me.
No,
Yeah, there was
a little bit of people.
Yeah, there was a
I
little
saw a
bit. I
little
think
bit
it was
of
only
people.
35% capacity that could be there.
The camera will wave, and I couldn't see that much people.
Yeah,
So,
there was a few heads there. There was a few heads.
the Ceballos hit hard. He caught you with an uppercut.
He
that
did
I
catch
saw.
me. He did catch me. And when he caught me, I was like, I don't want to get hit like that again.
And then after
So,
that, I saw that you turned up the heat. Did you see the fight? He turned up the heat, and he came with a vicious. You have a strong punch.
Thank you.
You have a very strong. You had a body shot from hell, and that did it, right?
Nah, I caught him with a left.
But you set it up with the body shot, right?
Yes, sir.
You hit him with the body.
Yes,
In your past fights, you have fought some notable fighters like Abel Navarrete, which you lost to him, right? Gabriel Gutierrez, the El Paso kid,
Yes, sir.
and he's about to fight again.
Yeah,
That's a
He
tough.
just mentioned it, and I was trying to figure out what he was saying, but it was.
I thought he
going
was
so
going to
fast.
fight under your undercard. I thought he was going to fight when you fought. I thought Gabe was
in,
going to, with you. I thought he was going to fight there.
Yeah, I think he was talking about it. I think
Yeah,
he was
so
talking
you
about it.
fought
I'm not
him
sure.
early in his career. He had 2 fights, Burley, when you fought him. But there's also been not so much good fighters if you encountered. At least that's what the record shows doing. Do you think it's time to call out the bigger fighters in your division? And tell me, how do you strategize your next year, 2021, in moving forward and getting the fights and getting known?
I feel like that's a team effort because there is a lot of things that I still have to learn about boxing. You know, I never really picked my opponents. You know, I have said no to a couple.
Okay, why?
You know, it would be some people like maybe from Mayweather's camp or something, 8-0, 8 knockouts next week type. And I know, you know, not being ready, knowing myself, you know, you just have to be smart because nobody likes a loser. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
well, let me stop you there. Is that something that happens a lot, Herman, that fighters will say no to these big camps?
Yeah, you got to do that, especially because those big camps, the fighters they have, I mean, like he says, they got these records and they just want to bring you up there as just to feed you to the lions. So
Like we've seen Gabe, sometimes, man, they put him up there and but no, for this
you know,
he's
I
a good
went
guy,
to,
man.
like that. I fought in Casas Grandes a couple times, and it was an easy win for me. But it set me up for big fights up in Vegas. So, you know, that those wins in Casas Grandes didn't mean shit over there or even here in the United States. But according to top box record, hey, this guy's just got 2 wins, 2 knockouts, and it set me up for a nice fight. Nice.
Oh,
paycheck.
okay. So then you have to say no, Dwayne. Wow, I didn't know
It's
that.
tough, man. It's tough.
It's tough business, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So DJ, you mentioned it's a team effort.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you think having multiple people in your ears is gonna hinder that in the future?
I mean, when it all boils down to my career, it's my decision.
Of course.
But to hear multiple opinions on everything
Yeah.
and see where it balances out and see where I'm feeling, you know.
Okay.
And when I'm feeling a fight, like I said, I haven't picked any of my opponents.
Okay.
I think half of them are, at least I think it's like 5 of them that I fought were
Okay.
undefeated.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
so I have fought some undefeated fighters. So I test myself, but then at the same time, with not having too many amateur fights, I still have to get my experience as I'm going along. You know, I don't
and you're
mind
playing
taking
it
the
well.
fights.
You're young, and not to downplay nothing, man. It doesn't matter what records you get up on the ring. It's
Exactly.
You have some balls
You-
up to get up
exactly.
there, man. Not
You-
anybody
you-
does that, buddy.
Yeah, because styles make fights. You know, you can have a losing record. Like I fought a guy. I was undefeated. I think I was 2-0. I fought a guy that had a bad record, Thomas Smith. Shout out to him. He caught me in, I think, the second round or something like that. And you know, just looking at his record, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna do my thing. And
And
you know,
not so.
and you know, as long as they got 2 hands, I train.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what the record is. I'm gonna train like they're undefeated.
Good,
Yeah,
man.
and those
You know,
guys
I
are
learned
the
from him.
dangerous ones, the ones with a bad record, because
Yeah,
they're back to fight. So
yeah, exactly.
they've
They got something to prove.
They got
Exactly.
something to prove.
So, DJ, what's in store for you, man? What's going on with? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're waiting till next year now.
No, I'm not. I plan on. I wanted to be an active fighter.
Okay.
Everything happened. You know, I think I fought 7 times last year, and I wanted to continue that role. You know, because I am getting a little older. You know, so I wanted to continue that role. So as soon as something pops up, I'm already back at training.
Okay, so anybody in particular that you're fighting?
Not as of right now. I'm just getting ready. Just getting ready.
Anybody from El Paso?
That I want to fight?
Yeah. I know there's people out there.
Yeah, there is people, but you know, honestly, I don't really know anyone in particular. Not yet. You know, I'm pretty sure with me having the belt, and you know, my name is being called out there a couple times, so we're just gonna be ready for whoever, you know, if the money's right and everything, because we are prize fighters. You know, I love to fight, but at the end of the day, if the money's not there and my whole camp and my family's not eating, then it doesn't make sense.
Well, we have. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Well, you know, Dwayne, just to let you know that we have 147, 152, and 150 that can help you spar if you want in the future.
I appreciate that. I've came over here and you guys show me good hospitality. I appreciate
Danny.
that. I really do.
Yeah, we
got
got
my son.
The guy we're gonna go up there in Las Cruces. You know Ricky Vasquez.
Yeah, I used to
got,
train with him.
Joey. You know Joey?
Yeah, I spar with him. That's
good.
like my little bro.
Yeah,
that's my little bro.
Man.
Good guy, just
Yeah.
like you, man.
Yeah, he's
That's
good.
a good
He's
upbringing, man. Real humble, right?
Yeah, very
Didn't
humble.
that rub from you, man? You're a humble guy, man, like Joey is, man. He was just here 3 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
He's a good kid.
Shout
man,
out Joey.
When I saw him at the Jennifer Hunt fight, you see this guy, man, he's full of tats, man. And I'm like, dude, this motherfucker, he's tough, man. Well, he is tough already, but then he comes in here, he's all clean. And I'm like, hey, man, you look different. Family man. And they're just human. Good kid.
He is.
Good dudes, man.
He is.
Las Cruces has showed us a lot of love when we go out there, especially our gym. We don't, you know, our kids don't have as much experience as a lot of kids over there, but we're making it work, man. In our 6th year of operations here, so nothing. Maybe a fight in 2020, folks, for DJ Bonds, right?
Yes,
Here's the. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask you, when you fought Eber, how many months did you train for this fight?
For this last one, I want to say it was about maybe two months.
2 months.
Yeah, maybe a month and a half. You know, it was just something that I found a date, and it was really tough because, you know, coming off of Corona, I stayed at home a lot because, you know, everything that was going on. So I started eating undisciplined. I got way too big, you know. So
El Paso's
it was really
bad
tough
for that.
Yeah, and Chico's, as soon as this fight was over, I've been to Chico's already 3 or 4 times, you know. So
you're a Chico's fan.
I'm a Chico's fan. They
Chico's
need
or
to sponsor me
Frisco's?
so I can eat it for free.
Chico's or Frisco's?
I'll stick to
Chico's.
Frisco's, man.
I'm a Chico's. I love Chico's.
I think you're going to Chico's after this.
Right?
Would you say this was one of your toughest camps, one of your hardest camps? I mean,
As far as losing weight, you know, honestly, all of them are pretty tough. You know, yeah, all of them are tough. I can't really call out which one is the toughest. I know a lot of people say, hey, I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life, but after each fight, you should feel like you're in the best shape of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every fight that you go into, you should feel like you're in really good shape. If not, then you did something wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
know?
So, look, DJ, now you have the belt. Now you're in a little higher platform.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good. I mean, we've had past champions here in El Paso, like Jennifer Hahn, Austin Trout in Las Cruces, David Rodriguez, in the limelight, right?
Yes, sir.
We need more, right?
Definitely.
And now you're there. And what plans do you have to take it to the next level? Not just getting another fight, but what aspirations have you thought of doing? Maybe taking those 8-0 fights or 10-0 fights, and you know what, making some noise in the sport, and here, especially here in the region, because we really don't make noise, right?
That's true.
We really don't make noise. We need noise, right? So hopefully that transpires. You mentioned something real important about sponsors. How hard is it to get sponsors here? We might be the best city. We get along and everybody's all.
Everybody
but for
got their
fucking
pockets closed.
sponsors,
Yeah.
bro, that's crazy, man. El Paso, yeah, we love each other here, man. It's cool. We don't fucking deal with all the bullshit up the east and shit. But for sponsors, oh my god, bro, everybody wants everything free.
Yeah.
So how hard is that to get free stuff or a sponsorship?
You know, it's pretty tough.
Hell yeah, it's tough. Has
But,
the city embraced you?
The city's been really good to me, but when it comes to sponsors, everybody's a little tough in their pockets. I do have a couple sponsors, but yeah, I feel like it's really tough to get sponsors, and I think it's just because everybody loves each other here, but seeing how there's not too many people successful that actually make it out of here, I think they don't want to invest.
You're right.
They don't really want to invest in something that they don't believe.
You talked about the city, and what we're trying to do, and we're gonna have on the show, is our future mayor, Oscar
really?
Easter. You know, you go to San Antonio, Houston, and we're talking about the amateur world, right? And then that leads to pro. That the city embraces the PAL, the USA Boxing, the kids, because from amateur comes the pro.
Yes, sir.
And here in El Paso, man, they haven't. And this mayor, he doesn't, man. I mean, no, he doesn't. And hopefully we get Oscar here. We put him in our, put him in our pocket. We talk to him. He's a good guy. He liked boxing. He used to see Herman at the surf club.
That's cool.
Man, that was a long time ago, Herman.
That was ages ago, man.
So we're trying to get the city on board. You not being you having 20 plus fights in the amateur, because we have kids that have 80, 90. Do you plan to go back? Is there something that you go back like to Golden Gloves and talk to these kids, show them this belt? When you walked in with this belt, DJ, the kids were like, wow, that's a cool belt. Is that something that you try to do as much too, DJ, to go back to the amateur tournaments and make an appearance?
To be honest with you, now that I won this belt, that's why I can't answer really the question of who I'm gonna fight next.
Yeah.
It's because I want to make an impact on people's lives,
Okay.
and show them that people from El Paso can do it with hard work. You know what I mean? You just gotta stay dedicated. You don't know how many times I've heard, oh, well, are you even gonna, in amateurs, are you even gonna be boxing, in a couple years? Coaches tell me that.
Yeah, everybody
turn me
talks.
down,
Everybody, bro.
Everybody, you're too old, you're too young, you're not this, you're not that, but as long as you have it in your mind that you can do it, you'll do it.
Well, I mean, you have a strong mind.
Yeah, you gotta have strong mind.
And that's why the question came about, like, why don't you just stay dedicated to one? But again, you answered it. I mean, this is how I work, and this is how I get the pieces. And if it's been working for you, that's good.
Thank you.
That's why I was asking you, because
I get you.
everybody's going to, every gym will, because when I go, we hit the bag harder here at this gym. Oh, no, over here we do this. Oh, what are you doing? No, we do this over here. It's better with everybody has different methodologies, man. So as a fighter, maybe, but it's been successful for you, right?
Yeah, you just got to explain to them, you go to a different gym, you're like, hey, I'm this type of fighter. This is what I need. Can you help me? If they can't help you, they can either say yes or no.
And he's on point on that. I heard Freddie Roach several years ago. He said the biggest mistake former fighters do when they become trainers is try to make a fighter like them. That shit don't work. You got to go with the skills that the fighter has and work with those skills.
That's some good advice.
That's how you work with
That's some good advice, Herman.
I got that young lady that we work with. All of us work with her, and it's not. We can't change her style. She already has a style. So from that, we gotta, as trainers, we gotta adapt to that and help her find this, get the better.
Find her swag. Yeah.
Speaking of styles, he used to coach. Mi Vida Loca. What was Johnny Tapia? Was he a stylish fighter or what?
No, Johnny, man, we'd get in there, and I swear to God, every day we'd do at least 12 rounds on the mitts. That's all he did. Never hit the speed bag, the heavy bag, just mitts. And
drink what? What did he drink?
Drank Dr. Pepper.
Or Pips.
A day. No, Dr. Pepper. Drank a case of Dr. Pepper every day.
Speaking of styles and fighters, folks, one of the things like that stands out. One of the things that stays out from a fighter, when Chop Chop used to come here, DeMarcus Chop Corley, he would jump rope for an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. An hour and let me tell you, man, I was so tired of James Brown music.
Same songs.
I mean, I like James Brown.
Yeah,
but hey, man, that's what he wanted. We would go to the fights, and he would tell me, "Hey, Tree, go. You know what to do." Yes, sir. Go to the producers, and hey, this is what he wants for the entrance song. And it was badass, but that's all he did, man. An hour and something, just jump rope.
And now when you hear James Brown, because I play everything, Marvin Gaye and all that, but I got some James Brown on my iPod, and all that, and it's like James Brown comes on, you got to look for Chop Chop.
Yeah, because he would come in, man, and train. But styles, like you said, man, and then he would pick too. He had his own methodology how to do things, and you're right. And I think the most important thing that you said, DJ, is that you got to learn how to block out and pick and choose from some from their knowledge, because at the end of the day, it's you up there on the ring.
Yes, sir.
Right, and you have a pretty good style, man. You have a strong punch, man.
Thank you.
You
it was
and
kind of
you're tall.
rusty. It was kind of rusty though, so I could say that wasn't my best performance. No matter how many rounds it went, I look at it and maybe maybe
We saw
it was.
him fight up in Cruces.
Yeah, and then you fought
at
up
the Speedway.
Yeah, you fought at
fought
Vado.
some guy was dancing and shit.
You fought at
Oh
Vado.
yeah.
I got pictures of all that fight.
Oh Lord.
Remember that? The guy was dancing and shit.
Yeah, we
That
saw
ring
you.
though, did you see? Did you realize? Did you see how the ring was all slippery and all
Oh
that?
God,
It
they
was
had
horrible.
the
The
Yeah,
light.
there.
they even put
And the
coke
lights
on the
too.
ring. That's the
Well,
first time I've seen that.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, we were there because we sponsor a car. We sponsor one of those wing cars.
Yeah,
so we had the
yeah.
car out there with a tent.
Yeah,
we had our
okay.
table.
Yeah.
But there was no lights.
Yeah,
And they waited until it got dark.
What the there was no lights. And then what happened, and again, hey, what happened is that there was a bad rain the night before.
Was it?
So it flooded the entire racetrack. So people couldn't, they had to put sawdust down there. Because we fought in the amateurs. We had our kids out there. But what were you laughing at earlier?
I'm laughing because I was sitting with another one of the photographers from the El Paso Times, and we're talking and we're trying to get our settings in. It was too dark, and then some guy came from behind, goes, "Hey man, how do I get?" I go, "Turn on your flash. You can't have a flash." So they chewed his ass out. And the fight starter was taking pictures with a flash, and I go, "What are you doing, you dumbass?" And he goes, "You told me to turn on the flash." I said, "Pendejo, you can't be taking pictures in ringside with a flash."
And you know who was there in attendance? Tony Weeks.
Oh, Tony Weeks was there. Yeah, for his fight.
Yeah, Tony Weeks was there, the professional ref.
Wow.
He was
he
right
was
there
there.
with us. And Ray Moncetta from the WBC was there.
I seen him.
Man, that event, it was good you were there. It was a good event, but it was poorly. Nothing against the Tapias or whatever, but don't lights, bro. You need to have lights, man, for you guys.
Or make it in the daytime.
Or make it in
Start
the
it
daytime. Or I don't know, but there was no lights. It was pretty.
I got a bunch of pictures that night, but man, the lighting, even with the top camera, man, you can't. There's no light.
And so I don't know if you knew, DJ, but they were at an amateur show Saturday and Sunday. So then Sunday, we showed up for the weigh-ins. There was an amateur car now on Sunday, and the list, there was 4 people. 1 and 3 on my team. Nobody showed up.
Wow.
But
No,
yeah,
they
you get-
canceled the fights, bro.
But-
How sad is that, man?
Why were they canceled? Because the kid said it was too hot, and the trainer said it's too hot. It's like, what do you think these kids do when they play baseball, man?
Yeah, nobody showed up, man.
Again, crap.
Nobody
That's
showed up.
crazy.
Man. It was crazy, man. And going back to, we don't support the sport here, man.
Yeah.
We don't support
is
the
true.
sport. We
That is very
really
true.
don't, man, you know. But I'm going to tell you something, man, about supporting the sport. When you go to Las Cruces, they take care of you, bro. Food. They feed us. That's awesome. They're cool, man. Everybody out there, man, they're cool dudes, man. I'm telling you, Mr. Clark from Crosstown, Mr.
Louis.
Hidalgo, Louis, Pal. I mean, they're good people, man. I mean, we have some good people here,
Wife.
too, but
Forget Louis. I have her on Facebook.
man, good people out there, man. So
Super nice.
hopefully, man, hopefully next year, man, the amateur goes better here, and you get another belt,
Yes,
or
that's the
defend
plan.
that title, and we get back on board to promoting fights, man, and we'll have you on the card. Me and Tony are gonna work for something for next year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That
We're
would
gonna
be great.
partnership again.
Oh, that's good. That's
We
good.
had another lightweight fighter. You're a lightweight, right?
It was what was your partner's name? The other guy I forgot his name.
No, we had him on the show a couple weeks ago.
Oh, Isaac Luna.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he your weight? Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
Have you sparred him before?
Yeah, I've sparred with him.
Good.
I mean, me and him, we go back and forth. We love each other. We're real close. But when we're sparring, he's the only person that will sit there and talk shit to each other while we're sparring, you know? So it gets kind of heated. It gets heated in there. Yeah, it's fun, though. It's fun afterwards.
Good, man. So
It's a business.
it's a business, right?
Yeah.
So, folks, we're here on the Boxing Podcast, almost wrapping it up with DJ Bonds. And like promised, folks, these are the Big 10 fights you don't want to miss. You're number 1. We can't miss your fight this year, okay?
Yes, sir.
You better let us know.
Yes, sir.
All right? Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. That's the big fight.
Yes.
That's a fight you cannot miss either. Okay, that's going to be on on ESPN Las Vegas, October 17. It's the best lightweight in the world, right? Which is Lomachenko. The number 2 one is Jamal Charlo and Sergey Dejavenko. All right, that's going to be a Showtime pay-per-view card.
We're missing another one. Rosario versus Germán, the 154 guy, the middleweight.
That's right. He's not. Oh yeah, he's there. Jamal Charlo.
That's gonna be a. Let me see.
Well, this fight is all for. Look at guys, the Jamal Charlo, Gizan Rosario. This fight isn't just for 3 belts. It's clearly decided who's the best junior middleweight on the planet. Jermell, just like his identical twin brother Jamal, is the WBC world titleist, having regained the belt by stopping Tony Harris in 11 rounds. Rosario went into Julian Williams' backyard in Philadelphia as a heavy underdog and stopped him in 5. So that's a big fight. It's going to be on the Showtime pay-per-view, not this week, but the other week, ready to go for that fight. It's going to be in Uncasville, Connecticut. Big card. Awesome card. It's going to be awesome. And then the one that we cannot miss also, number 4, is Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. Do you like Ryan Garcia, DJ?
I do.
Yeah, everybody hates the guy. What the show him some love, man. Yeah. The matchup is the fight is a true step up for Ryan Garcia. All right, Luke is very good as well.
Luke, yeah.
So it's going to be a well-schooled fight for both of them. As you know, Campbell is a 2012 Olympic gold medalist. He's ranked number 3 in the division by ESPN, and in recent years, his only losses have been to Jorge Linares and Lomachenko. So he's fought the likes of big dogs. Yeah. You know, he's strong. He's had some strong moments in both of those bouts. If you saw him, All right. And then my boy Earl Spence is fighting against Danny Garcia, November 22nd.
Garcia and his dad.
Danny Garcia and his dad, right?
That's why I wanted to whoop his ass, man.
And
Spence,
you know what, Spence?
shut him up.
Spence is the reigning IBF and WBC welterweight title holder, and he's coming off a hard-earned decision over Sean Porter. But a lot has happened since then. The accident. Right, that one car accident, he got violently ejected from the vehicle. We don't know how that's going to happen, how that's going to play out, because he hurt his face, right? Something with his jaw or something like that. He just don't like him. You know,
Oh, you don't like him?
No, he does, but
Spence?
Yeah, I like Spence.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Garcia's 36-2. He's a former unified titleist. He's pretty solid, guys. Garcia's a solid guy.
He is.
And his dad too, Herman. If not dominant, again, he beat Robert Guerrero. So it's going to be a good fight at 147. The other one is going to be Daniel Dubois against Joy Joyce from London, England. This is considered, and Dubois is 15-0. He's an upcoming heavyweight and is considered the best young heavyweight in the sport. He's big, strong fighter, and quickly improving from a technical standpoint, right? So that's going to be a good fight to see. And Matchroom Boxing will be probably holding that one. The other one is going to be in Connecticut. All the fights are in Connecticut. Shit. How come they're not here? Going back to the city. We got to have the fights here too, man. Yeah. We have a lot of fan base here. Yeah. This one's going to be Gerontic Tank Davis.
Tank Davis too good.
Versus Leo Santa Cruz.
Really, Coach?
Leo's,
hell yeah, he'll whoop his ass.
He's going to.
Tell you that
what do you
right
think?
now.
What do you think, Marvin?
He's a beast.
He's gonna whoop Santa Cruz's ass. I guarantee you that.
If I don't see him fight Berchet and he beats Berchet, I'll say you're the shit, David.
Well, wait, he's gonna fight Leo. Leo's a solid fighter, man.
Put that on your calendar, buddy. Ass whooping day.
Yes, ass whooping day.
24.
Davis is 23-0 with 22 KOs. He's one of the young stars in the sport. Again, going back to getting that sport up here again. This is one of them. Since his last fight, however, he's had personal issues in recent months. And you see, that's the problem with these fighters, man. You were smart enough, DJ, to get out of the bad, right? These fighters keep on getting in trouble.
I mean,
like
I think it's the
like
money.
him.
It's the money. You know, you get all that attention, and that's what you want.
I mean, he had domestic violence charges in February. Davis is currently ranked number 4 by ESPN. He's tough. Leo Santa Cruz, folks, I don't know, man. Santa Cruz is an active puncher that relies more on volume than sheer power. So power might beat Santa Cruz, and that's what they're saying. Yeah, sheer number on Santa Cruz, but yeah, you never know, man. It's going to be hard. Joss, the boss, said congratulations.
Joss said thank you. I call her the legend. She's the legend.
Why? Who's that?
Joss?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Why is she the legend?
All those titles that she has and everything.
Where's she from? Give her a shout out. Where's she from?
Las
Tell me.
Cruces. She's from Down Boxing.
Joss? Yeah, she's been here before, right?
Joss is a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching her grow.
Yeah. I think she's been here with us. The other one, folks, will be the Alexander Povetkin Dylan White fight. This is going to be the 2 top 10 heavyweights.
Oh, no.
What would you say?
They're fighting again. I didn't know that. They're
Yeah,
fighting
part
again.
2. That's gonna be November 14th, and then here comes the number 10 one, Miguel Berchet against Oscar Valdez.
Oh,
I
God.
can't believe you don't have Tyson Jones
How
on
about
there,
Tyson
man.
and Jones?
Right? I was waiting for that one.
God, man.
I was
That thing
waiting on
is
that
like,
one.
That's my birthday fight.
it's like unbelievable, man.
November 28th.
Well, happy birthday, Marvin. But you know what? That circus, I don't know.
Well, who do you got winning?
Tyson.
Tyson.
But did you see the article that we posted? That somebody posted, and then we shared it, and
Yeah.
Herman.
I don't
that
think so.
he. What did he say, Herman? What did
He
Tyson say?
said that was just like I tell some people that don't know about boxing, they're always like, man, did you see that little clip? That's 30 seconds. Dude.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, his ass,
Tired.
you can't do that. And sure enough, that's what he tried to explain. He goes, I'm sore, I couldn't get out of bed, and he had mentioned that in a book about 2
for
years
real?
ago. He goes, I can't function. Sometimes I gotta stay in bed because I can't. So what they did,
That's
it looks
sad.
good on camera.
Yeah, he was
He's
tired,
always
man.
gonna be an athlete. I mean, the guy's a goddamn athlete. Period. But there comes a time when you just that's it. You just later, I'm done.
Yeah, now I know who Joss the Boss. She was in my gym, and
Yeah.
a shout out to Danny Melendez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
So, let me tell you something about that fight. Okay, I wouldn't have a problem if that fight was like an undercard to a pay-per-view fight, but
Yeah.
not the main card. And then they're going to charge
Yeah.
40. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the ring
That's true.
announcer is a celebrity, and then they're gonna have those YouTube stars on it. It's a circus, bro. It's like
Oh, for
Dancing
real?
with the
I didn't know
Stars.
that. I didn't
Yeah.
know all that.
Dancing with the Stars shit.
Exhibition fight.
And then they're gonna have a history, and everybody's gonna cry, and it's gonna be great. No, I don't think so, man. I'm just not into
Yeah.
that. Get an undercard, man, and that's it. No, they're gonna have what's that guy's name? That Mexican guy that came out Saved by the Bell. He's a big boxing fan.
Oh, Lopez, Mario
He's gonna be
Lopez.
the ring announcer.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see.
Celebrity. Celebrity thing.
So, folks, you're here with DJ Bonds, the American Boxing Federation champion. He did good last week in Casas Grandes, even though he said it was hostile, but he's here with us today, and many congratulations to have him on our 50th episode. It's been an honor with us.
Thank
and
you.
folks, the podcast being presented by Healthy Start, Live Healthier and Happier. And I'm going to tell you something, DJ, try that. It's not Chico's, but when you're getting ready for a camp, these are the
Got you.
food. And you know what's good about these people? They'll make it whatever you want. It's not like a set plate.
Oh, okay,
Anything,
okay.
hey, I want mushrooms with my steak. I want, and they'll mix it up for you, whatever you
That's
want.
cool.
So
that's cool.
you can visit them on Facebook as well at The Healthy Start, or you can call them at 915-245-5949 or 915-204-7376, and they deliver. All right, so call Healthy Start, call Carlos Diaz. He's sponsoring the show. And guess what it's time for? The Rapid Fire. You ready to play Rapid Fire? You better. You're on the hot seat. You're on the barber's chair, by the way. All right, you ready to play Rapid Fire?
Okay.
All right, here we go. So the Rapid Fire is being sponsored by, of course, The Healthy Start and by Warriors Edge Boxing Gym and Promotions. All right, number one question for DJ Bonds. Tyson versus Jones. Who wins?
Jones.
Jones. Why?
Outbox him.
Marvin's making faces at you.
Outbox him.
Who wins, Marvin?
Tyson ain't 3.
3.
It's
Oh.
in the 06.
Jones. All right, all-time boxing match you witnessed.
That's a tough one. That one was tough.
You're on the hot seat. Let's go.
That I-
Go ahead, Marvin.
That I witnessed. Holyfield and Lewis.
Holyfield Lewis.
Oh yeah, man.
That was a good
That was,
fight.
one. That was a good one.
Best television network for boxing.
All the free ones.
Oh, the free one.
Free ones.
As
Long as I gotta pay.
Well, the Zone put some good ones up. Favorite cartoon growing up?
Nah, it's.
You didn't watch cartoons? Deep? Come on.
The Boondocks.
The Boon. I like He-Man. The most overrated prize fighter?
Canelo.
He's right.
Right.
You gotta be kidding me. Why overrated? Fucking fought everybody.
I mean,
Come on.
but there's people that he's not fighting. You know,
Okay,
he's
all right.
moving up in weight.
You like that,
not
huh?
fighting.
Did you pay him to say that?
Maybe.
If you were president for one day, what would you change or do?
Give everybody them stimulus checks.
And then All right, you say you're an El Pasoan?
Yes,
True
sir.
El Pasoan. El Paso Chihuahuas. Remember they had the name and everybody was voting for a new name? If it had to be another name, what did you choose?
I like the Diablos.
So they should have stuck back to El Paso Diablos?
Yeah, I think they should have stuck to
That was
the
pretty cool,
Diablos.
huh?
I like that.
Good memorabilia. And I'm looking for memorabilia. I want to know an old jersey to hang up on the gym here, man. Or even one of the buzzards, too. Who wins, Terminator or Predator?
Terminator.
Why?
I don't know. I was a big fan of Terminator.
What did you like about him?
He was just cool. But Arnold. It has to be the Arnold one,
right?
Yeah.
Who becomes Fighter of the Year this year?
I really haven't, with everything going on, I like, who's fought this year, to be honest.
Ed, who becomes Fighter of the Year this year?
That's a tough one.
Very tough.
Yeah.
Marvin?
I haven't really seen too many fights.
Anybody?
I haven't seen any.
If Manny Pacquiao fights Earl Spence and beats him, he becomes Fighter of the Year. He fought twice this year. He beat Keith Thurman.
Yes.
Yeah.
If Pacquiao beats Spence, he'll become Fighter of the Year. That's
I'll
me.
give it to
Yeah, he
Pac.
would.
I'll give it to Pac-Man.
But he has to fight again,
He has to fight
right?
again.
He only fought once.
He only wants to fight Mayweather though.
Yeah, I think he'll become. What about you? And you know what they would say, Herman? It'd probably say Wilder.
Well, nah. Wilder
Not
took
after
a
that
good
last
ass beating.
performance.
Yeah, well, I
yeah.
You know what I thought
That
of?
was a
Like
nasty
somebody,
beating.
Tyson Fury, fighter
Or
of the year.
Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
Was that fight this year?
Come back.
Yeah,
of the
it
year.
was.
Yeah,
It
was
wasn't.
this year.
And
Yeah, see,
comeback
I'm
of
so
the year, of
confused.
course.
Comeback of the year. Yep.
Yeah, so I give it to him too. You're right.
All
Or him
right,
or
so
Pac-Man.
we're last to our last questions. If you would be isolated on an island and given the chance to bring 3 things, what would they be?
Some Chicos.
All right, yeah, that's awesome. Chico's Tacos.
You have to bring a female. You gotta bring a female.
Female companion.
And then probably your phone. You gotta have your phone.
Where are you going to charge it? In the coconut plants?
Hey, shit, Gilligan did it. Right?
You're going to bring your phone? Dude, what the...
Oh, I didn't know that there was nothing to charge. There's no.
Well, think about it.
resources.
They have solar chargers now.
Oh, my God. Well, that's another thing.
Come on,
to
Ed.
explore. Shit, man.
He's always got to come up with some shit.
You know what I always wanted to do though is get my have you been downtown where you see all those boxers on there?
Getting
I
on the
wanted to be the first black one on there.
Wow,
I was
you're
looking
right.
On there and there's no black people. On
You got to
there.
pay for that,
So-
man.
Or find somebody that can do it really quick.
But let me tell you one thing about that you mentioned. Well, that has been 10 questions with you, DJ. Good job.
Thank you.
On the rapid fire. Going back to that wall, early last year, we set out and I saw the place and I contact Diversified Parking, which owns that parking space. And as Warriors Edge, we wanted to throw a boxing event there on that parking lot.
That would be cool.
With all the mural.
That'd be
and
dope.
the proceeds will go to paint that again.
Because there's people that deserve to be on there, like Jennifer Hahn.
She's not
should
there
be on
yet.
there.
Mike Andrade is the
De La
owner
Hoya
of that
is there.
hotel. Yeah,
Anyways.
but I know the thing behind that.
Go ahead.
It's they put all a lot of the fighters on there are all from El Paso Boxing Hall of Fame. They asked $400 to put my.
You're not in there, huh?
No, because I wasn't going to pay $400. So Dr. Schuster said, "I'll pay you." And I said, "No, you ain't going to pay nothing."
Yeah, because Herman's not there.
You feel like you just deserve
Yeah,
that spot, huh?
they should have
I
just
get
put it.
you.
I represent El Paso.
Even Austin Trout should be up there.
Yeah.
But you're right, Jennifer Hahn should be up there. But let me tell you why nothing has moved. Okay? So we said we're going to throw out the event. I moved and, we started talking. You know where the wall, what is part of that wall? Is the hotel that's right there. And I forgot the name of it.
Mike Andrade owns it.
Well, that hotel is where all the sex offenders stay.
Oh wow.
And it's infested of bugs. They go visit these sex offenders there. They all they live there. Now they tell me, well, it's not a problem. We'll fence it off, but I think it would be a violation to them, even if they come out, and because there's kids.
Makes sense.
And let me tell you one thing: they're going to demolish that building, and that wall is going to come down.
You think so?
I know so. That's pretty sad, man.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, and there's no salvage to it, man. But how cool would it be? And this is just what they told me. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that hotel, I forgot what it's called, man. It's going to be condemned. It's horrible living conditions in there, but that's where all the sex offenders stay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Well, if they demolish it,
You
let
can
them
leave
do
the
it
door
while they're
open.
still in there.
While they're in
Oh
there.
yeah, while they're in there, they're sex offenders. What the hell?
Yeah, so
That's funny.
but how cool it is to have a show a show right there in that parking
That
lot.
would be. That was a good idea. That
And,
was a
and,
good
and all the
idea.
proceeds will go to put people like Herman Delgado, Jennifer Hahn. You
Yeah.
need to be up there.
Yeah, I need to be
all the
up there
pro
too.
fighters. I mean, yes, those are the founding fathers. I get it.
Yeah.
Awesome. They deserve it. They're going up there. But now there got to be more people. Or you know what? Also, maybe we should have events and hold events to maybe another location for a new mural.
Yeah,
That would
is
be
true.
nice.
That'd be nice
Yeah.
to start the history. But you see, DJ, you're young, man, and the sky's the limit. But
Yeah.
those ideas need to be presented. Our mayor, hopefully we have him on the show. Our mayor to be,
Yeah.
and we talk about things like that, about putting stuff on the wall like that, and starting a new tradition.
Yeah.
We
and
have
I feel
to.
like that'll bring boxing back here. You know, doing
Yeah.
something like that
Yeah.
will bring boxing back.
But that parking lot, they said, yeah, man. I mean, we'll get sponsors to put it on there, and it'll hold like 300 people.
Oh yeah,
Around.
easily.
The same that one that you're
That parking lot
talking
right
about?
there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but imagine having another mural like inaugurating, and like the first fighter to go up
That's
there, and
pretty
the
cool.
second fighter, and then
Yeah.
because you say Jennifer Hahn,
Yeah, and
David
like you said,
Rodriguez up
Austin.
there?
No,
Austin Trump.
Austin,
David Rodriguez is
yeah.
not on that
well,
wall.
they got Lascano's
Oh,
up there. And he just-
Lascano.
Lascano never paid,
That's not good.
but they kissed De La Hoya's
Why-
ass and put him up
Why
there.
is
He's not
that?
even from here.
Lascano
He
was
did.
there.
Yeah,
He's up there. I didn't know he was
Yeah,
up
De
there.
La Hoya's up
De
there.
La Hoya's up there because they wanted to kiss
Yeah.
his ass and put him up there, and Lascano never paid him.
But
Put him up there, and they never.
and I remember Lascano when he fought. He fought on TV. I forgot who he fought. Man, like help me.
Oh, he got his ass.
Yeah, but then he said from Sacramento.
Yeah.
He didn't say El Paso,
Yeah.
man. And I said, fuck this guy.
Who's that the biggest guy on there? Who is
I
that?
thought it was
Do you know?
David.
No, there's a big. I don't know who the.
The one with the.
There's Jesse. I think Jesse Fonseca's up there, and then there's one of the guys that's related to Cubillos, to Caesar. I know him, and I think that's his uncle. But then there's a big guy with a cowboy hat. But that has
Jake
no-
Martinez?
No, no.
I think I got him here.
Don't call Tom, man. He'll put you on. He'll put you on hold and talk for about 3 hours.
I thought the mural was in this book here. I thought it was here.
When you watch fights, do you look more for a defensive fighter? Do you appreciate more defense or offense?
You know what? More offense.
Offense.
Yeah, more offense.
Well,
I used to not like Sugar Ray Leonard, but let me tell you something. After looking back at Sugar Ray Leonard, man, that guy fought everybody. He fought the best. That's right.
Yeah.
And he didn't dance. He danced, but
But he's still.
he put an ass whooping on these guys when
No.
he fought Benitez. When he fought he fought the best,
Earl.
man.
So offense.
Yeah, offense.
Would you say offense too?
offense too.
More.
Yeah, offense too. But
Pretty much.
well, DJ, we're coming to a close of our show, and I always have a in closing segment. And folks, it's been a great show for you going through this pandemic and on, and I think sports is getting back to reality. But I have something to say in closing today, and it goes like this. There once was a little boy who had a very bad temper. His father decided to hand him a bag of nails and said that every time the boy lost his temper, he had to hammer a nail into the fence. On the first day, the boy hammered 37 nails into the fence. The boy gradually began to control his temper over the next few weeks, and the number of nails he was hammering into the fence slowly decreased. He discovered that it was easier to control his temper than to hammer those nails into the fence. Finally, the day came when the boy didn't lose his temper at all. He told his father the news, and the father suggested that the boy should now pull out every nail. He kept his temper under control. The days passed, and the young boy was finally able to tell his father that all the nails were gone. The father took his son by the hand and led him to the fence, and he said, "You have done well, my son, but look at the holes in the fence. The fence will never be the same. When you say things in anger, they leave a scar just like this one. You can put a knife in a man and draw it out. It won't matter how many times you say I'm sorry, the wound is still there." So folks, in closing today, the moral of the story is control your anger And don't say things to people in the heat of the moment that you may regret later. Some things in life you're unable to take back. Folks, this has been Web Boxing 101 Podcast. I've been your host, Tree, Herman, Ed, Marvin,
for inviting me,
and
man.
DJ.
It's been good.
All right, folks. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the fights. DJ Bonds out. You can say bye to the crowds there.
What's it? You remember the manager of the
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.